Coming up in this segment, we are going to check in with our radio pal, Lee Haberkorn. You might remember him as host of Lee in the Afternoon on Virgin Radio for many years. And the reason we're checking in with him now is because he has turned the tables on a scammer. And we wanted to know why and how. Lee, thanks for joining us on CJAD.
Of course, Trudy. Great to speak to you.
Yeah, it's nice to talk to you. How you been doing?
Oh, so good. So good.
All right. Well, tell us about the scammers who tried to take you in. How did this all get underway?
Okay, well, so we all get these messages, whether it's a text, an email, a DM, and people fishing for information, or they pretend to be somebody you know. And the thing is, Trudy, I have a lot of free time. And I don't like people that try to take advantage of others. So whenever I get messages from these scammers or whatever it is, I respond. And I engage them as much and as long as I can. And this week, I posted the whole interaction on social media, and I mean, it got a huge response. But it's because it's fun to laugh at the expense of these people that, probably aren't very good human beings.
Yeah, well, I agree. They should be finding other work, in my view. Well, how was the approach made?
So I'm a real estate broker, and I got an email from what seemed like a fellow broker at my agency, just asking for a favor because he was busy today, saying, "Hey, do you have some free time today?" And I instantly knew it wasn't real, and so I wrote back, said, "Absolutely, anything for you. How can I help?" And after a few back and forths and him making it very clear that he wants to surprise some of our colleagues with gift certificates, but it's important to keep this quiet. It's very confidential. I said, no problem. You tell me what I could do to help. And he sent me on a mission to buy 5 $200 Apple gift cards that he wanted to gift to some of our colleagues. So I said, no problem. I could go right now. Don't worry about it. You could pay me back later. And so at this guy, I knew I had this guy hooked. He was probably foaming at the mouth, so excited that he found a sucker to send him all these gift cards. And about half hour later, I'm like, I got them. I'll be home in 30 minutes. I'll send you all the pictures. He's so excited. Then finally, I get to him and I'm like, listen, so the bad news is I couldn't find $200 gift certificates, but I was able to find $25 gift certificates, and I bought 40 of them for you. So he wanted Apple gift cards. What I did was I went online and I found a gift certificate for Apple's Market. It's some fruit market in the States. I don't know what it is. I just took a screenshot of the gift card and went on to send the scammer 40 consecutive emails numbered with pictures of the gift card, and completely wasted probably about 2.5 hours of this guy's time. And needless to say, he was furious with me.
Ooh, he actually had the nerve to get back to you?
Yeah, like he tried to convince me that he was being serious and what am I wasting his time? I'm like, no, these are real. This is what you wanted. Apples. I got you tons of apples. We exchanged a few words that can't be shared on CJAD. But it brings me so much pleasure every time I get one of these messages, because the more time they spend interacting with me, who's not going to fall for the scam, the less time they have out there trying to scam other people.
Yeah, that's how I would approach it too. That you kept this guy busy so that he wasn't on with somebody else, fooling them, suckering them, someone who might be more vulnerable, not quite as savvy, and who'd be running around looking for Apple gift cards, real Apple gift cards. So I think you kind of did a service, Lee.
Totally. And it's funny because people do fall for them. A few hundred people were following this journey and loving every second of it. But people that we know in our industry, some friends of both of ours, even reached out to me after and said, I fell for a scam recently. And sometimes we don't understand how people do fall for them. But when it comes from what seems like a trusted source, it's a scary thing.
Yeah. And, I think we don't even officially have a real count of how many of us get suckered, because many people who get suckered are too ashamed to admit they got suckered. And so they don't go to police. They don't tell their families. It could be tens of thousands of dollars or more, and they won't say anything because they're so embarrassed and ashamed.
Absolutely. It's a real thing because you're like, how did I not see the writing on the wall for this? I totally understand it.
So you were flagged from the get-go, you say, that this approach was dodgy. Something about this approach that you received was dodgy. What exactly didn't sit well with you?
Well, I was thinking about this because I had a feeling you would ask it. And so put yourself in the situation, Trudy. You're sitting at home and you get an email from Andrew Carter that says, hey, Trudy, don't tell anybody. This is a secret, but can you go buy some gift cards for me? I want to give them to some of our colleagues, but really, this is really confidential, and it should stay between you and I. It's just not how Andrew would approach it with you.
No, there would be something definitely off about that. So
exactly.
Is your advice then to people who get an approach like this, if it's wrong in your gut, if you know instinctively, no, I don't think he or she would do it that way if they needed that actually?
Exactly. If they're pretending to be somebody you know, the quickest thing to always do is pick up the phone and call that person. Just to find out. But it's always double check. Or if you don't feel like calling, this person, for instance, their name was this broker that I work with, but the email address was not. So if you just take the extra literally 3 seconds to click on the from tab, you could see what the actual email address is, and it's normally some baloney thing completely made up and just doesn't sit right. So just take the time to be extra vigilant, or if you have time like I do, hey, mess with them as much as possible. When
the guy got angry with you, Lee, did you worry at any point, does he know where I live? Am I going to is he going to spam me now for the rest of my life? Or did you worry that maybe he would retaliate in a serious way?
I don't, because I don't think any of these scam operations are that sophisticated. I think they're sending out mass emails, going about things. They're not like highly intellectual individuals over here. They're going to be doing research and go find Lee that used to be on the radio that's a real estate broker now. It's just I'm some guy that happens to be answering. And if they were so sophisticated that they're coming specifically after me, well, they already have my information anyways.
Yeah, I guess. And you said it really blew up because you were posting about this. It really blew up. Aside from the people who said, "Oh, you know what? I know what you're talking about with these scammers." Did you get any other interesting reactions from people who were following your exploits?
Just so many people supporting and encouraging and being a cheerleader for it, because it's one of those things where everyone gets these scam messages all the time, and you kind of want to say your choice words to these people, but you just forget about it, or maybe err on the side of caution and just ignore the message. So there was a lot of people just so happy with what I was doing, saying I always wanted to do that. Thank you so much for doing it, or just a whole lot of people laughing and just sharing the joy. So if my free time, my new hobby of messing with scammers, and has the benefit of putting a smile on other people's faces, but most importantly, wasting these scammers' time. I mean, it's just a win-win-win situation.
I think so. And thanks very much, Lee, for sharing the story with us. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. And can you lend me some money for some gift cards, please?
I'll go out right after my shift and pick them up, and then I'll send you multiple pictures from multiple angles for you.
Perfect.
Take care, Lee. It was great to talk to you.
You too, Trudy. Take care.
All righty. Lee Haberkorn, as you heard, he's a real estate agent now, but of course you probably remember him as host of Lee in the Afternoon, just down the hall from us at Virgin.